Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got something off the beaten path again. My brother-in-law has bought a sailboat, and we're going to be working on the lighting on the trailer along with some electrical on the boat itself. But what I wanted to kind of go over today was how to do a midline splice. Up here at the front of the trailer there is some running lights, and we have these nice new intact wires, and we don't want to cut them and then rejoin them. And I'm not really a fan of the splicers that you crimp on there and that cut through the jacket to as a wire tap. But I don't want to cut the wires either and put butt connectors in. So what I've come up with is to split the jacket and remove the insulation, and then do, I believe they're called a NASA splice, where you separate the jacket and then you coil either direction and then solder it in. And then we're going to use some marine grade shrink wrap that is glue lined. So let's get started on that. All right, to start off with, I went ahead and pulled the harness. I put these pieces of tape on as markers to know where this is running into the frame, because I want to get my splice back here inside of the frame, just for aesthetic reasons, and then I just use my fingernails to separate the zip cord. And these brown wire is our running lights. So to get the midline splice, we're just going to use a razor blade, and all we got to do is really kind of run the wire over the razor. And I'm going to try to zoom in to show you how we will. Now if you split this, you can see it'll go ahead and break on that seam. Now back here, obviously I didn't get through it deep enough, but yeah, if you work it a little bit, you'll get it separated. So now we're going to do the same thing just over here. Alright, so we have it separated. Now we just got to give ourselves a little starting point. Move you over a little bit. Now that's all we got to do. If we come around this side, we can just separate this away now. Now we've got plenty of wire here. Don't worry about these little stragglers. You're going to get them because obviously this is copper wire, but that's part of the reason that we do this way. Because it just makes for a very conductive and strong joint. So you can see we have that little opening there. That's what we're going to feed our splice through. Just a little bit of a twist. I don't know if the weather's going to hold for me to finish this up or not. We're going to feed right through the middle there. We're going to close this up, and we're going to split this. All right, now we have, half of it split. We're going to wrap in either direction, and I'm getting a little messy here. We're going to try to keep these tight because that's going to add extra strength in the event that anything should ever, put a load on here. This is going to act to help lock it in. Do is just keep turning, tie up any of those little stragglers. Now it's just a simple process of applying the solder. I think I've had too much coffee today. My hands are awful shaky. Now the one thing we can't have is that big old glob. We got to get that off of there. There we go. Now, before you put your solder iron away, make sure you have a good coat of tin on there, because otherwise it'll oxidize and make problems for you next go around. But you can see that's going to be a stout connection. It's never going to pull loose, and once we get the heat shrink over it and sealed up, it's going to be, good for, well, a lifetime of this, wiring harness anyway. All right, so now we have our splice done. We want to try to lay this all close together, because I want to, again, I'm going to use some shrink wrap, and you see I've got actually two of them. The first one is a really snug fit, and It's a little bit of a bugger to get on, but it's a little bit of effort. We can walk it up there. Okay. So there we have that. Our splice is here. Again, this is glue line, so as it heats up, it actually oozes out a little bit of glue to seal, make a watertight and impervious seal. And according to the data sheet, it's actually chemically resistant and stuff as well. But for us, the part that's relevant is the salt. So now, using your heat gun, you want to start in the middle and work your way out. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know it's a little bit difficult over the heat gun, but we'll get this sealed up and then we'll take a look at what we have. All right, so you can see there's our splice. Now our next piece, we're gonna move up and move it a little bit higher. We're gonna overlap it a little bit higher up here because we want to do two things. First of all, we wanna double up our layer because it's gonna be harder to seal where the 3 wires are compared to where the 2 wires are at. And also we want it to act as an additional strain relief. And by doubling it up, now we're getting back to a insulator that's as thick as what was originally on the wire, and maybe better. Well, there you have it. And you can see, where the glue is starting to ooze. But I think I'm gonna knock off this video right there. This little guy, I guess, decided to come out and help me on the trailer wiring. He doesn't seem to be the least bit worried about me, does he? Yeah, armadillos' eyesight are pretty notoriously bad. So I'm guessing he probably didn't even know I was there until he smelled my boot. But yeah, pretty interesting. Just something different. Have a good one, guys. See you.